Huge arse.
Huge arse.
Huge arse.
Huge ass.
Huge arse. Huge arse.
Huge ass.
Huge arse.
I love you, Hugh.
Greetings and salutations, this is Huge Ass. Wally asked me to help out on one of his videos. He's taking apart a guy called MrThriveAndSurvive who just has arguments of incredulity. He has no evidence, no supporting reason or facts or logic. He just disbelieves everything about the SpaceX launch. Wally's going to take him apart thoroughly, and I've contributed a bit to him. The bit that I've demolished is the Mighty Mouse, where a small piece of some sort of debris appears, and for some reason MrThriveAndSurvive interprets that as a mouse, and therefore it's proof that it's a Capricorn 1 style fake set, and that all space is fake as a result. Yeah, bit of a jump. Wally's allowed me to put together my own standalone video as a bit of a teaser to his. It'll be out tomorrow. Keep an eye out for that. Where's Wally is a fantastic provider. You should subscribe to him if you aren't already. I know most of you are. Let's have a look at my bit of his video.
Flurf, give me flurf. I'm hungry to chew up some stupid.
Thanks, Wal. I'm really shaking my head at this one. It made my brain sad. There are 2 times in this video that you can see objects moving about the rocket engine on the launch footage. Rich seems to just pass over the first one, but let's have a look.
Going on. Keep that in mind for later. The heat goes in all directions. That's your only excuse. Oh gosh, there's something I didn't even notice before. Watch the specks over here. Gotta wait for the camera. See how the Earth is getting flat? Flatter and flatter. It's getting ready to go concave on us. All right, here we go. I think this is about it. Oh yeah, look at that. It is not coming from the direction of the rockets. Can you believe this?
So Rich's entire video is all argument from incredulity. He presented 0 evidence, no measurements, and based everything on his emotional reaction, which in turn was based on what he wanted to see. He saw that those flecks did not appear to come from the direction of the rocket, and so in his mind he must be right. But his inability to understand and comprehend everything that's going on is not proof that it's fake. I don't know exactly what they were, but knowing a bit more than Rich apparently does, I can make an intelligent hypothesis that's far more likely than it's fake. All rockets have thrusters to help guide them, and any liquid fuel rocket like this one uses compressed gas, which by its nature is quite cold. And because of that, ice from the humidity of the surrounding air at the launch site forms on the hull of the rocket. Most of that simply breaks off soon after liftoff due to the motion of the rocket's internal vibrations, and the air pressure against the rocket's hull. But little bits will be there throughout the flight. Perhaps a thruster was fired at that time to steer the rocket, and a piece of ice was near the thruster port. That would push the ice out from the rocket, and when it came close to the rocket exhaust, the various pressures created by that exhaust would draw it back towards the path of the rocket into the flow of the exhaust, making it appear as if it came from a different direction. Alternatively, because we're looking at it from an angle, who's to say it's not just perspective? Which I feel dirty for saying. I mean, if flurfs can use it as a catch-all excuse, sane people can too, right? Both explanations are far more credible than a multi-trillion-dollar conspiracy lasting over 50 years involving millions of people, which doesn't seem to be ever revealed to anyone. Now in this footage, we see 2 white things apparently move out of the mylar and hit the top of the engine. The little one falls off into space, while the other one seems to get caught, then melt somewhat, as you'd expect when it's touching a surface so close to the rocket exhaust. Clearly, that's not a mouse. It's not even animal-shaped, and that wasn't a baby mouse that jumped to its death. It's most likely either some ice crystals, or perhaps a piece of insulation that's come loose somehow. Either way, unless you see ears, whiskers, a tail, and some cheese, then it's a bit of a leap to say it was an actual mouse. For the second apparent mouse, Rich pays more attention. Let's have a look.
Now I'm going to resume this in a few seconds, but I want you to know where to look. Alrighty? I want you to look in here. Tell me if you see anything interesting whatsoever. Ready? It'll come in 2 seconds. Oh, there it was. Sorry, they do switch the camera. I forgot about that. So let's go back. Watch right here. And then after this, I will blow it up again. Come on. Switch the camera. I don't know why they have to keep switching cameras one side to the other, but there it was. Ha 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 ha. Again, if I caught this watching it live, basically the first time, this has just got to be stuff that they're putting in there to see how gullible the people are. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to watch it much slower, and I'm also going to zoom it up. So let me change the playback speed to 1/4, and I'm going to go to 1032 if I can get there. This is, by the way, I'll put a link for this. This is the Fox News feed of this, and it happens at about 10:32, 10:33. So here we go. There it goes. Here it comes. Wait for it. There it was! Ha ha! Mighty Mouse. They have a mouse. A mouse. He can survive the vacuum of space, so he's Mighty Mouse.
Here I come to save the day. That means that Mighty Mouse is on the way.
Hi, boys and girls. Here we go.
This is clearly a different object from the first mouse that we saw before. If this is somehow a Capricorn 1 style fake, NASA really need to get the exterminators in. The set is overrun with rodents.
Actually, I don't think you really need to see it again. And it's probably not really a mouse, of course. But it does look like one.
It looks like one? This looks like a mouse? I think what you say a little later is more appropriate for this point in time.
Am I mentally deluding myself?
As if to prove the point, he continues.
Maybe it is. Whatever it is, has been sitting here the whole time. Then all of a sudden it flies off. See that? And goes right into the engine. So it gets sucked into the engine. Correct?
Well, no, there's no evidence that it was actually sucked in. It just seems to move under the lip of that ring part of the engine there.
So let me ask you this question. If it's just some piece of trash, which obviously this whole Jiffy Pop thing is, breaks off and goes in there, why is it sucked in? We're in the vacuum of space. Why is it sucked into the engine? The engine can't be sucking anything in. There's no air to suck in, which is another reason why this thing doesn't work. But it's just a question to ask. Why is it sucked into the engine?
It's always good to ask questions, but don't waste everyone's time with stupid questions. It's a rocket engine. It's not a jet engine. It doesn't suck in anything in any way. It's pumping out stuff from its propellant. You're assuming that it was sucked in. All it was doing was moving in accordance with the forces upon it, like everything else in the universe.
So maybe I've got it wrong. Or maybe we're just spending trillions of dollars over all the years, billions each year, on BS like this that gives us absolutely nothing, gives humanity nothing, except for when they were, I didn't finish the thought at the beginning of this video, when they said, and the fantasy continues. I think that's how he put it.
Yes, it's all a conspiracy. I think with that, I'll turn it back to Wally.
You're despicable.